Hello, Professor. This is Mahnaz Narzi, and for today, I'm going to present about the impact of cultural differences on performance evaluation. And also, as you suggest me, I wanna add Hofstede cultural dimensions in my presentation. About introductions, globalization had made the world in a smaller place where people from different culture work together in companies. This is exciting because it brings new ideas and creativity, but it also brings challenges, especially for managers who want to evaluate their employees. The problem is that people's behavior, expectations, and values are shaped by their culture. And these differences affect how they are evaluated. And also, in some countries, people expect their managers to give orders and make all decisions. In other countries, employees believe that they should share their ideas and their feedbacks to their managers and also their colleagues. And these cultural differences are important to understand when evaluating someone's performance. And also for this page, I wanna mention some of Hofstede's cultural differences that he made. Here I wanna mention some detail about power distance. One of the dimension in power distance, which is about how people see power and responsibility. Actually, in countries like China and Mexico, people believe managers have all the power, and they should follow orders. But in places like Sudan and Denmark, employees believe they should have open discussions with their managers and with colleagues. This means companies need different ways of evaluating employees depending on the countries. So in all countries, not the same. It depends on their culture. It's totally different. And the second one is individualism and collectivism. Other dimension is individualism and collectivism, and also in individualism, cultures like the United States, people focus on personal achievements, and also performance evaluation in these countries usually look at individual results, not in the group one. And also, but in collectivist cultures like Japan, people are more about teamwork, and evaluation in these cultures focus on how well the team is doing. If a company uses the same evaluation system for employees in the US and Japan, it might not work for it might not work well for everyone. So it's not working for everyone. It should be very different because cultures are different. And the third dimension is uncertainty avoidance, which look at how people deal with risk and uncertainty. In countries like Germany and France, people prefer strict rules and clear systems. Performance evaluations in these countries are formal and detailed, but in countries like US or Singapore, evaluation can be more informal. This shows that cultural performance can affect how people feel about the fairness of evaluation. Another important dimension is masculinity and femininity. This is about what people value most. Masculine culture like Japan and the US focus on competition and successful, and feminine culture like Sudan and the Netherlands care more about relationships and work life balance. This means companies in Japan might reward employees for productivity, while companies in Sudan might reward employee for teamwork and also uh, collaborations. And here I want to add my personal experience. When I started working in Canada, something very interesting caught my attention. On my first day, I received detailed training. My managers and my colleagues explained everything clearly, step by step, and answered all my questions. It made me feel confident and capable from the start. But in Iran, things are often different. In many workplaces, when you're new and being trained, some people might hold back important details. They want to keep the key knowledge to themselves, so you depend on their help every time, and this creates a system where one person always seems superior, and the new employee may feel stuck or less capable. And this difference showed me how culture can affect not only performance evaluations but also personal growth. In a supportive culture where knowledge is shared fairly, people grow faster and teamwork are better together. It made me realize how important cultural awareness is for creating better workplace. And another experience that I want to mention about is I've noticed is about saying no in the workplace. Um, in the in my country, it's common for people to say yes to everything their manager or their colleagues uh, when they ask something or some tasks. Even if they don't want to do it, they said yes. Saying no is often seen as disrespectful or uncooperative. People feel that refusing a request might hurt their relationships or their job security. But in Canada, I found the opposite, totally opposite. Here, it's normal for people to prioritize their own boundaries and feelings. If someone doesn't want to take a task, and they simply say no, whether it's a manager or colleagues asking, and it's not taken personally. It's just part of the professional cultures, and this was a big changes for me, but it's also showed me how culture shapes the workplace behavior in environments where saying no is acceptable. People feel more empowered to focus on their own strength and prioritize. And this can lead to better job situation and also satisfactions and more honest communication, which are key factors in fair performance evaluations. And in next slide, I want to talk about some solutions. So, what can companies do to solve these problems? First, they should adopt their evaluations systems to match the local culture. For example, in Japan, companies can focus on team-based evaluations, while in the US, they can focus on individual achievements. And second, companies should train their manager to understand cultural differences. When managers know more about these differences, they can give fair feedback to all employees, especially in international companies. Finally, companies can use technology like AI to make evaluation more objective. AI uses data, not opinions, to measure performance. This can reduce bias and make evaluations fairer. And in conclusion, uh, cultural differences are a big part of today's workplace, and they affect how employees are evaluated, and companies need to respect to all these differences to create fair and inclusive workplaces. By adopting their systems, training their managers, and using technology, companies can ensure that all employees feel valued and treated fairly. Thank you so much for your listening.